and welcome to Hikers Video Guides. I'm Joel Anderson.
And I'm Cameron Brenton. Today we'll be discussing topographic maps and then focusing on the Olympic National Park. Some trails and sites will also be featured.
We hope you enjoy the show. Topography is the shape or features of land, which can be natural or man-made. One of the main features on a topographic map are contour lines. These show elevation, slope, and relief.
Elevation is how high a point is above sea level. This is shown by the index contour lines, which appear much bolder on a topographic map and are labeled in meters or feet. Along each contour line, the elevation of the line stays exactly the same.
Slope tells a hiker the steepness of the terrain. When contour lines are closer together, it indicates a steeper slope. Spaced out contour lines indicate a more gradual slope. Knowing the slope of a trail is important when planning a hike appropriate for your skill level.
The final piece of information, relief, is the difference between the area's highest and lowest points. By subtracting the lowest elevation from the highest elevation, you can calculate the relief.
Contour lines are critical to have on any topographic map, and they always follow 3 simple rules. First of all, they never cross. This is because each contour line represents an exact elevation.
Secondly, closed circles on a topographic map represent the highest and lowest points, such as hilltops or land depressions. The elevation of the area is sometimes written inside the circles in feet or meters.
Finally, the contour interval, which is the difference in elevation between each contour line, stays the same on a map. If the contour line is 10 feet, then each line would be a 10-foot difference in elevation.
In addition to contour lines, topographic maps, as well as normal maps, include many other features. One common feature is the map scale, which shows how the size of the land on the map relates to the size of the land in real life. They can be in many different units of measurement, such as feet or meters.
Another common feature is a compass rose. This shows which directions head north, south, east, and west. Carrying a compass in real life can help a hiker find their position when they're lost or disoriented. Now, a final component of any map is a map legend or map key. It contains small pictures or labels that are shown in various locations. These symbols correspond to landmarks in real life. Common symbols represent roads, trails, campgrounds, and natural features.
Now that you know how to read a topographic map, let's focus in on the Olympic National Park. It is located on the Olympic Peninsula of Washington State and is 922,651 acres in size. Also, it contains over 600 miles of trails and over 3,000 miles of rivers and streams.
More specifically, the southeast corner of Olympic National Park contains some very intriguing trails and landmarks for various hikers to explore. A valley, called Staircase, produces some stunning views of the forest from above. Tall trees linger above the rolling hills, creating some gorgeous scenery. One popular campground is called Graves Creek. It's open year-round, but is quite primitive in the winter months.
Also, the Graves Creek Campground is located along Graves Creek, which is in a large area of temperate forest. Unfortunately, the area doesn't always stay well kept and can be prone to washouts during the periods of heavy rain.
The Graves Creek Primitive Trail, also known as the Enchanted Valley Trail, is one popular route that is traveled by some hikers. It stretches 6.2 miles and normally has the best conditions between the months of July and October.
However, the trail is recommended for moderate to experienced hikers. It is described as a fairly difficult trail with a somewhat steep slope. The elevation changes from 646 feet at the trailhead to 2,700 feet at its peak. Another route it connects to is the Wynoochee Pass Trail.
The Wynoochee Pass Trail is another route that is hiked while inside Olympic National Park. Although the elevation change is not large, this trail is also considered a very extreme challenge to even the most experienced hikers. It is 3.7 miles long and has an abundance of rugged, unkempt terrain.
This is because the trail is abandoned, and therefore the area receives limited maintenance from the park officials. However, the mystery that surrounds the trails makes up for its lack of accessibility.
One creature, known to many by the name of Bigfoot, has been reported along the trail numerous times. Many hikers describe the animal as a hairy, large figure that walks like a man. They have also reported sightings of a certain spirit, which is less well known.
In the early 1900s, a deranged man escaped from the Western State Hospital. Unfortunately, he ended up killing 2 teenage boys and then traveling to the area forest around the Wynoochee Pass Trail to hide.
Eventually, farmers discovered the man and killed him. Some hikers that dared to take on the difficult trail have reported the image of a strange man roaming the woods to this day. However, we will never know what really lurks in the Olympic National Park.
Whenever you are planning some type of hike, always carry a topographic map along with maps depicting trails that are well marked. Knowing your location at all times is very important, especially if the hike takes an unexpected turn.
Also, hikers should always stay on marked trails, even if they have lots of experience. Although some nature off trail can be enthralling, marked pathways are your best chance to stay safe while in the forest.
Now, when choosing a route, make sure to take your own skill level and experience into consideration. For example, beginning hikers should look for trails that are well maintained and have minimal elevation changes. Getting stuck at 3,000 feet isn't exactly the most ideal situation.
Lastly, always be prepared with supplies in case of an emergency. A change of clothes, bug repellent, sleeping bags, and extra food and water are a good idea to be fully equipped. In addition, cell phones and GPS devices are a good idea if you are stuck in an urgent emergency.
Well, that concludes our show today. We hope you enjoyed our presentation about topographic maps in the Olympic National Park.
Tune in next week as we focus in on Mount Rainier National Park. Goodbye.